Hello Pisces, how you doing? Welcome to your energy reading for the week going from the 18th to the 14th of September. Hope you're doing well. Loads of stuff going on at the moment. We've got the eclipses coming up, obviously. I did a video on that. It's all about the crown and the root and your pathway, your spiritual pathway, your physical pathway, your material pathway, and your relationship pathway as well. It's all about, your sort of raison d'etre. So that came out. I also had the messages from energy, which was all about standing strong and saying your truths. Saying how it is, basically, not holding back. Really sort of like, spitting truths, as it were. So that came out there. It was also about the elements, which was earth and fire. Now, you don't have a great deal of earth in your Astroflower, but where you do have this earth, it becomes really important because you don't have a lot of it. It's a little bit like gold. There's not a lot of gold around, and that's what gives it its value, or one of the reasons why it gives it its value. And this earth energy within you is about physically getting on and putting into action ideas and manifesting things in a very physical way, both on your relationship side as much as on your financial side. What you do have inside your Astroflower is enormous amounts of fire, and that's going to be coming through, I would have thought, in the next sort of like, I would have thought it's like Tuesday, Wednesday next week. I think that's when the fire may be coming back to the situation, and when it does, get ready to throw into your passions, so you can then develop what you so wish to be living in your life. Okay, so that's the messages from energy. If you haven't seen the end of the videos, they will be on our channel. We also did a video on Three-Eye Atlas as well, channeled that, and got some messages from that, quite interesting. We'll be talking about that on a live on Saturday night. You're more than welcome to join us. Thank you for subscribing, though, on your way through. It'd be absolutely lovely. Let's just pull up the other thing. There's one last thing before we get onto the messages from energy for you, and also your chakra sequencing, and pulling a few cards for you, is that if you want any questions answered by channeling, do put it in the comment section below, and I will be answering them in next week's reading. Let's get on to your reading for this week here, connecting to the general energy that is around us. I'm on a ley line here, an energy line. I've got the church that's just there. It's actually a beautiful energy line. So let's just see what's going on with that energy that's going on there. It's a world. There's two worlds here. The energy is really split between two things. I think it's very much more, there's a lot more passion within your relationship side or your personal side of life. On your financial side, there's work to be done. Getting on and doing, making hay while the sun shines for you. But the thing is, because it's very well defined between two worlds, I think it's a good idea that you do create a lot of time for your own personal life, because otherwise you may find you'll get a bit frustrated, and that may slow you down on your work side and everything like that. So I would, have that balance between work and play very much in place within your life this week. Okay, let's just see if we can get like a vision for you this week here. So the general energies that's going through you. Not only are you really busy, but you're also being very solicited by people that are around you. And people are asking you for solutions as well. And I think this is more in the physical world, in the material world, more than anything else. And it's like there is a doorway that goes between the two worlds here, and you've got to learn. It seems like energy this week, the general energy is learning that process of shutting that doorway, shutting out the outside world, and being involved in your world. And that seems to be really important. And your world is beautiful. It's really fun. There's a lot of socializing going on. There's meeting people. There's enjoying life, basically, really tasting the good side of life. And I think that's because you work hard. You're a real workaholic. You're a bit like a Capricorn. And I think that's, it can be overwhelming sometimes here. And I think there's a lot of demand on your financial side. So let's have a look at your financial side here and see what's going on there. So this is on for jobs, business, and projects. Let's just see what's going on there. It's like you're taking on new responsibilities. Either you're starting up let's say like you're starting up your own therapy room, or you're starting a YouTube channel, or you're starting a new job, and so forth. It's like there's a lot of demand that's coming upon you, and it's not always good in a way. Let me explain that. It's like a lot of people may be curious about what you're doing, and you may get a lot of people asking questions and so forth, but it's not converting into sales, as it were. And this is where I think you need to be a little bit. Let's just have a look and see where it goes on from that, because there's just a lot of demand, and you seem to be pulled in various different directions at the same time here. So you could be like running a job in order to start your own business, and it's the connection between the two. You know what I mean? You could be overworking things because it's like that. You need the finances whilst your business starts taking off, as it were. Let's just see what's going on there. How's the best to streamline that? Feeling it in your gut. So when you're connecting with people, and this is obviously on the networking front, this is where you've got to use your intuition, you've got to use your inner vision as well, and listen to your gut feeling about a situation, about someone who's asking a question, so then you know whether to give them a quick answer or whether you know a much more embellished answer. And I think you need to learn to do a little bit of sifting between the chaff and the wheat. So what's working for you, really what's working for you, a real sort of Two of Pentacles scenario going on here. It's going to help you enormously going forward. But this is the moment to sort it all out, to sort out the chaff and the wheat in your financial side of life. Let's just see what's going on the relationship or the personal side of life. There's a oneness with friends, family, community, people that are around you. There seems to be celebration as well. There seems to be a coming together, a real sort of camaraderie, really beautiful evenings of lovely music and lovely company and so forth. But at the same time, you seem to be in the arms of someone else as well. You know, arm over arm, as it were, arm around the other person, standing there talking to other people, and it's a unity that's possible for you at the moment. And I think that's what you want in reality, a lot more than your work side. But you do find work important as well. And the contrast between the two, I think you really enjoy the fact that you work hard and then you can really relax in the evening. And it's enjoying that moment. Let's just see if there's anything in particular that comes out of this. There's a celebration. Maybe it's like a marriage or something like that. Maybe you're thinking of getting married yourself or going into a relationship. Maybe this is a celebration of finding that person that you should be really with, or that you're with the person that you feel so good with. And it's just a celebration of that, that you're already with, as it were. But it's a really beautiful, wholesome enjoyment sort of scenario going on. Let's just see what's going on the spiritual sort of side of things. You don't need to make it heavy. It's quite difficult because it's almost as if like, you're sort of saying on the spiritual sort of side, I don't have time for that sort of thing. And I think spirit understands that totally. And what it's doing there is giving you aspects. So like, it could be like meditation. This is what I mean about making time for you as well to do the transition between the two worlds, and that may be through an activity such as meditation, yoga, even cooking or dancing or singing, or there's something that sort of like helps to make a transition between one world and the other. And it is a spiritual practice for you. It's like a moment of prayer, as it were. And I think energy is trying to sort of like streamline that a little bit, so it's a little bit concentrated, so you don't waste your time, because obviously you got a lot on your plate. And you can do the it helps you enormously to do the transition between the material world and the personal world incredibly well. So I wouldn't abandon your spiritual side of life, but I would certainly maybe streamline things and really engaged in the activity, or the 2 or 3 activities that really help you to decompress between the two worlds in a really good way. And that could even be just like walking your dog or whatever. Just making sure you do allow for that sort of time so you can reconnect with everything that is around you. Or the tea meditation first thing in the morning, which we've got a video on. Okay, let's just have a quick look at your chakra sequencing and seeing what's going on there for you. Okay. Reconnecting. I'm actually going to take a bit of a sip of tea because I've got a bit of a niggling cold thing going on that I'm dealing with, but so let me just do that. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so here we go, just connecting to that energy, finding that 0 point energy. Here we go, we've got the first connection there. And the crown and the root, as I've been saying for quite a few weeks now, it's been for at least 3 weeks, where it's been taking a back seat, and it's very much a back seat for you here. I think the road, simply because of this, the reason for this is because the pathway, it's set in front of you, so you just need to walk it. You don't have to mess about too much with your consciousness and your grounding about it, or you just need to go ahead and do it by the looks of things, more than anything else. So it's not really, prominent. It's still there in a very beautiful way, but not really prominent. More grounded than anything else in a way. Right, where's it move on to now? So we get the third eye and the throat chakra. The throat chakra seems to be a little bit more important than the third eye, so definitely don't overthink things. This is about speaking your truth as well. Just saying as it feels. Read the room, read the energy that's going on at the moment. It's very good for clairvoyancy as well, the throat chakra. But communication or speaking your truth is also, there's a great component of listening at the same time that comes along with it. But there's something, there's something that a situation or what someone said, or it could be a situation in regards to work and stuff like that I don't think you should allow just to slip through. I think you do need to say something about it. And this is where I think it's going to help to dislodge things, so then you can streamline a lot of things within your life. Give yourself a little more space, so then you can pick and choose the things that work and what don't work within your life. And that's where I think saying something can be really important and help you out. Okay, where's it moving on to now? Yeah, it's going on to the solar plexus here. The solar plexus is very nice, really warm. And it feels like you've got the measure of the situation at the moment. It may seem to the outside world that Pisces is on fire at the moment. They're really, they're working really, really hard, or they're, they're really engaged with life. But it feels like here that you're definitely within your comfort zone. You can deal with anything at the moment, by the feels of it. You've got the force in order to deal with it. Where's it moving on to now? Goes back to the crown of the root. That's the two worlds, I think. That's your inner world, and that's your outer world. And I think your outer world, is a lot easier for you to deal with than most other signs. You've got that force in order to deal with that outer world, and that should then alleviate you that freedom and space to enjoy the here and now of your inner world. Okay, so if you've got any questions, don't forget, put it in the comments section and we'll be answering that. Let's just put a few cards for you. We're going to put a card on your financial side, put a card on your personal life, and on your general energies running through you, and see what's going on for that. On your financial side, look at that, death and rebirth. Yeah, there's a definite streamlining of a lot of things here. This is a new way of doing things. This is that new job or the new business that you're doing and stuff like that. There's a lot of old ways in which you do things that are coming to an end. And you're engaging in a new philosophy, I think, more than anything else. And yeah, it's a whole new world that's opening up for you. And I think you need to embrace it. And that's why you can't turn your back on it in a way. And that's why it's healthy to have that work-play balance within your life. The reason you can't turn your back on it, because it's a great opportunity for you. And that opportunity, I think, should be majorly seized upon. Okay? Let's just see what's going on the relationship side of life. Page of Cups. Yeah, I think you've been wondering about either about this person or this person's thinking about you, or you've been wondering about a lifestyle that you want to be living. And basically, the Page of Cups, in there you can see that fish, and we all know that fish can't live in a cup. Right? It's impossible. So she's gazing at the impossible and making the possible, making the impossible possible. And I think this is where you need, if you've got a bit of structure on life, this is where you can help yourself enormously within your personal life to make the impossible possible. Aspire to the possible, but aspire to the impossible, and do the possible. Because when you do the possible, the impossible becomes realistic. Excuse me. I do apologise. Right. Let's just pull on one that's flowing through you. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you're cultivating your space. Most definitely. You've got the Five of Pentacles on one side and the Two of Pentacles on the other. The Five of Pentacles is feeling a little bit, you've done a lot of work. You've been working on this for a long time. It's put you out of disconnect with a lot of people, maybe, because you've been working very hard. And now you're starting to see those Two of Pentacles that I talked about earlier on one side of it. Seeing what works for you and what doesn't work for you is really important at the moment. And having a good balance between the work and play, everything like that is absolutely brilliant. So there you go, Pisces. Thanking you very much for being here with us. Thanking you very much for subscribing, liking and sharing and all of that malarkey. Yes, don't forget about all the other videos that we've got going on this channel and the live on Saturday night. In the meantime, all that's left for me to say is don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.